Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Northstar, our Sims 4 Realm of Magic Let's Play with Ariel Northstar, who has run away from her home and has come to a new realm in order to escape her magical father and her fairy mad scientist mother, and their schemes for continuing their legacy through her, no matter what her wishes may have been in the matter. But Ariel has been relaxing here in the new academy, which I am so in love with. This academy is fantastic, and I will probably make a short little video telling you guys how to go ahead and replace the base game academy with an academy of your own. Also, I thought this woman was projecting herself with the ripple we have here, and I was like, that is the coolest thing. Is that some sort of a magic skill? No, it's not. And also I feel like we could probably help her with some outfits, but I appreciate the reference to Kiki, or you know, the reference to maybe having a familiar. Very nice, but we'll help you out there. We'll help you out there, Caitlin Snow, at some point in the future. But all right, yes, we have been relaxing here, and Ariel has been appreciating the fact that she is able to step out of any place where her family may find her, because even though her father is a powerful warlock, son of a witch, and alchemist, infamous for the way that he is able to rule over the community she is from with his Midas touch, he will not be able to find her here because she is shielded by a different realm's magic. So these are, in my mind, competitors of Darien. And he would never think that his daughter would dare to betray tradition so much that she would go to seek education in how to handle the magic that runs through her veins at one of the many competitor areas, the many competitor realms. This one I don't imagine is even that well known. I think it's like kind of infamous in some ways and really popular among certain people, but I could see this one being really famous. I was gonna say that, but then the more I look around at the little floating things in the sky, okay, I think that this one is pretty famous, but I don't think Darien would ever think his daughter was here. And as you guys know, Ariel's mother, Gina, her fairy mad scientist mom, is terrified of magic despite being a magic creature herself. She literally was passing out in her Sims 3 legacy all the time because she was so afraid of Broomhilda. We could not even have Bonehilda, excuse me. We couldn't even have Bonehilda help to clean up the house because her mother would faint and pass out, and then I would have a passed out fairy stretched in my hall. So I learned that I had to like put Bonehilda away. We had to get a mummy for the nanny instead and had to go to World Adventures Egypt and go get the mummy from the Egyptian period in order to have a nanny. It was kind of amazing. I'm so glad so many of you guys enjoyed that Let's Play. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's one of my older ones, but it is a classic. And that is where Ariel is from. But anyway, she knows her parents won't find her here for the aforementioned reasons. And by listening in, she's finding a way where even though she has no money to her name, and even though she has no fame, you know, she's not name dropping, they'd probably take her in if they knew she was a Northstar, but she's not name dropping, and she's trying to be allowed to use this place as kind of a temporary home and a place where she can learn magic. And she's too old to really be considered one of the students who could enter on scholarship. Those would be the kids. And she doesn't have any money to be a private student, but it sounds like they need some help with tidying up the place. So Ariel has an idea forming. First and foremost though, guys, we need to work on our current quest, the temporary mote site, to go and gather the motes from around the realm and prove that Ariel can actually see and participate in magic. She didn't just stumble in here because, you know, maybe she is a squib and like has family who's magic, so she's allowed in the realm, but doesn't have it herself. We're gonna prove to everybody that we've got what it takes. And then we'll see if we can find a way for the sages to allow us to stay. Even if we don't have any money, fame, any reputation, anything that they would consider, you know, a requirement. There we go. Also, do these sell for anything? They do not. Phooey. They're so cute. Collect 7 magical motes and turn them into any of the 3 sages in the magic realm to become a spellcaster. Spellcasters with the Mote Hound perk can also eat them. You can collect motes again. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And you can eat them for spellcaster experience. Oh my gosh. They're gonna come back. I'm so excited. I really wanted to spend more time with these little motes because they're just ridiculously cute. But yeah, so in terms of what kind of challenges we'll face, I might make a quick little write-up. But if Ariel does stay, she has to pay the Sages of Magic somehow. And the cost that she might have to turn in will change depending on which sage it is. So she might end up becoming a servant of the sages. And they would give her different quests every week, and we would have to fill one of the sages' quest, and then we could only practice that magic for that week, perhaps. We'll have to see. Alright, and don't worry, I'll do a write-up when I have like the full idea of what kind of challenge I want to have here, because you know I love my challenges. For now, let's just go ahead and get our mote site. We also have no money, so unfortunately we won't be able to purchase any wands, any familiars. We need to find a way to make money and also be allowed to stay here. So, alright, here's more motes. I'm so excited that they're going to be something that we could possibly summon again. I cannot wait to get her spellcaster book. Alright, there's a couple more here. Yes, a fishing spot! Oh, we could fish over here. And then we might be able to catch some fish to sell. And then we could like possibly like just sell them to some witch who's like, oh good, I needed that as a potion ingredient. And be able to go buy a wand. Maybe a broom. That would be adorable. Alright, there you go, Ariel. So how many is that? 5. And, oh, 6, 7. Nice. Is there another one over here? No. Alright, this doesn't take long at all. You don't even need that many hours to find them. And look, she's like super focused and on top of it. So right now, Ariel's whims include make something of excellent quality because she is a perfectionist. That may suit her very well if she does have to become a servant of the sages. She also wants to question a sim's emotions from being insensitive. I think that she has a bit of an ego. Many of the different members of this area, I think, could have quite a bit of an ego. Like, I feel like there's a lot of competitiveness and a lot of cattiness, but also a lot of support amongst the various witches and wizards. But maybe, you know, like, a lot of the ones who are more chill don't usually spend their time hanging out in a realm that looks like this. So I imagine this is a very competitive place. Oh, look at her. She's like, I've got this. She's not worried about this at all. Look at you, Ariel. Oh, alright. We got all the motes. Let's go ahead and turn them in then. And we'll turn him into the practical magic mage because he's the first one who really greeted us. Can I call him over? Simon Silvermane. I love that we have, let's see. What? Hook up with? You can try to help him date someone? I didn't even know that was a thing I could do. My gracious. That's a little over the top. Let's see. Reveal brilliant invention, share brilliant ideas, talk about herbalism, get to know, turn in motes. I kind of wanted to call him out. Oh, I know what we could do. Actions, add to group. Yes! I wanted to call him out for a more scenic way. Go here together. Instead of being in that crowded room to reveal, yes, we do have magic abilities. I want to have a more scenic spot, and this is how we can make that happen. So now that this little, oh, there's another mote. Can I get an extra one? Ah, we cannot collect any more motes. But good to know they respawn even. So now that this curious newbie who has shown up out of the blue, look at that. I love the way he's evaluating us. He's like, all right. So you've done it, huh? You think that means you're hot stuff? Lady, okay. I'm very sorry to do this. I just really, I kind of need to, I want a good picture and you're kind of in the way. Can I make her? Ah. All right, we'll have to do what we can because this is just too cool. He does seem to be evaluating us, doesn't he? There we go. But alright, now that the curious newcomer, who clearly is somewhat skilled in magic but refuses to reveal her identity and doesn't have, so it seems, I'm sure there's a penny searching spell that you could cast to search pockets to see if someone's lying about having enough money or not, but she doesn't seem to have any money. So let's see. I think he, being the practical magic sage especially, is thinking, let's see what she can do then. Alright, so he's here, ready to chat. And let's go ahead and turn in these motes. Whoa, I think the night just set here. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's blue. Oh, 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 oh. That's so cool. Yeah, hot tip, guys. If you want to have a really cool, like, welcome to magic picture of your Sims to begin the epic journey, I highly recommend going ahead and taking one of the sages outside. Oh, this is awesome. All right, we've done it. Oh, here you go, Ariel. Oh my gosh. Hang in there, guys. You only get to do this once, I'm pretty sure. So I want to make sure that we celebrate this just right. What? It looks like... Oh, here we go. How fun is this? I love how she's so calm. She's just like, so this is how it shows up in this realm. I love her little logical mind. It just appeals to me. Oh, Ariel. Oh my gosh. I didn't really get to see this when we did this with Belle last night in our live stream. So this is quite fun. There we go. Ariel is now a spellcaster. You can view her spellbook by opening her perks panel or by clicking on the button in this window. So there we go, guys. Ariel is now a spellcaster, and she is going to try to work on her magic and find a home here, which is going to be quite fun. We're not going to leave the academy and go back to the human realm if we can help it for quite a while. Look at this. Look at this. The spellcaster charge. Regular. In this range, all magic behaves normal. No additional benefits or dangers. So I guess the charge will change depending on some of the things that we do. Down here is her current rank. She's an apprentice. And then she can work her way up to a neophyte. And then here are the spellcaster perks. Look at all of this. Oh, I'm so excited to fill these out. I am so excited to get started on this. And this isn't even everything. So these are the perks you can get as you progress up through the spellcaster abilities. But there's also the spell book. We have perks and a spell book. Isn't that amazing? Look at all of it. The schools of magic. Oh. And here is where we are going to end up serving the schools of magic, actually, my friends. I'm pretty excited about that. But as I've been mentioning, we're going to open that up again in just a second. But as I have been mentioning, we want to stay here at this school. We want to learn some more about how to manage our magic now that we have become a little older. We're no longer under our father's guidance. And eventually we will learn how to handle all of the science and being a mad scientist as well. Ariel wants to do both in order to show her parents what she's got. But I feel like she needs to at least get a couple ranks up. So you have Neophyte, Acolyte, Adept, Master, and Virtuoso for your spellcaster perks. And I feel like she wants to stay here until she's at least Adept, so that way she can really feel like she can protect herself from being discovered by her family. So we're going to try to convince the sages to let us stay that long. And the thing is, they're not a charity. And I think that's what the practical mage is telling us right now. We'll go ahead and have a chat with him. And we'll ask about career. Yeah, like we don't have any money. We're already talking about that with him. Let's discuss some logic puzzles as like, but I have a logical solution for how I might be able to help you and you might be able to help me. And so we're going to propose to Simon that it seems that they might need some help around the academy. So Ariel is willing to join them as a servant if she can just have some room, some board, maybe a little bit of some sort of wage. Look, he is talking about like having her clean. That's amazingly on point. Oh my gosh. Because they aren't a charity. And you do normally need to pay in order to stay here, but if she bakes, if she cleans, and if she can pay her own way, then maybe we'll be allowed to stay and take care. Like learn a little bit of the spells on the side. So this is gonna be very exciting. Let me go ahead and set a couple things up.
Khalifa.
All right, and there we go, guys. So Ariel has indeed managed to find a way to stay here at the academy with no name and no money, as I have mentioned so many times as I worked out the challenge literally as we talked. And that is now as a servant to the sages. So she will be allowed to stay here as long as she goes about and she continues to clean, she can cook some good meals for them, she can look after everyone and eventually look after some of the students when the young students start returning to the academy. And in exchange, she will be allowed to have a presence here at the academy, if not to directly take part in the lessons. He's like, make sure everything is not smelly. And she will also be expected to fulfill at least one quest from the 3 sages as kind of their personal servant every week. And if she does not fulfill at least one of their randomized quests, I created a really cool list of challenges and quests that, oh, look at him! Oh, that's so cool! If we are not able to complete at least one of their randomized challenges and quest from each of the sages, then we will have to leave. Oh, and it looks like the Sage of Mischief is actually wanting us to chat with her. Alright, well now that we are her servant for a while, we will have to go ahead and do that. I think in the evenings we'll go ahead and say, like, you know, after 6 or so, Ariel is free to do whatever she wishes. But here's how it's going to work. Basically, each sage will have a randomized quest, and I'm actually using the quest based on our Bell of the Well challenge. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it is the live stream challenge that we are currently doing. I have a really cool random generator that develops a broad list of different quests that the Cursed Wishing Well is demanding from our character Belle Green from the Green Family Legacy over in that series. But you don't need to worry too much about the details of the generator. Just know that it's a very large one. It covers all of the objects that you can collect in the game. It covers all of the skills that you can have in the game and a whole bunch of social events. And so I'm using that same generator for our lovely Ariel. Now that she is a servant to the sages, we will see what each one of the sages will demand from her each week. And after we complete that quest for that sage, we will be allowed to practice that type of magic here. If we aren't able to complete that quest, then like for any of the sages, so we can't complete any of the 3 quests, then we have to leave the academy. If we are able to complete the quest, then we can practice in their magic, like, specialty. So I'm pretty excited about that, but also really annoyed because the Sage of Mischief here, who's called us over to chat with us, her quest is actually to bring her 4 rare seashells. And unless we find those lying somewhere along the creek behind here, we are not going to be able to complete that quest, which is a little frustrating because in my game, I have a rule where if you travel to Sulani, it costs 1,000 simoleons for the plane ticket. And if you don't have the 1,000 simoleons, like we're flat broke, and we don't have a familiar, and I don't want Ariel to really go back to the human realm until she has a familiar, or else we'll say that her dad has a chance of tracing her through magic. Her familiar will be able to protect her from her father's influence. Then we can't leave the magic realm. Like, we really risk being discovered by our dad, and we don't want that to happen. We're starting a new life. So we want to stay here. The Sage of Mischief, unfortunately, has made it so that we can't fulfill her quest for the week because I can't bring her 4 rare seashells. But let's see what the practical sage had for us. So, whoa, there was a duel out here. He totally, like, destroyed this old man. I don't know if you should be that proud about that, sir. But, like, I guess, good on you. Look at the practical mage. He's like, these people, honestly. But the practical mage's quest for this week is to befriend him. So he wants us to become his friend and prove that, like, yeah, basically, I look at it less as becoming his friend and more at it as he wants us to prove that we can cook good meals and that we can craft good items. So he wants to see our practical skills, and so we're going to interact with him pretty much exclusively from now on in giving him items that we have made, like food, and then when he sees what a good cook we are, what a good servant we could be for the academy, he may let us stay. So he will probably be the practical magic, will probably be one of the first things we can really get into. And then finally, where oh where has he gone? For our wild magic. Where has, the untamed magic. For our untamed mage, a very special quest indeed popped up. The quest to host a silver or gold dinner party to allow him to be able to show off a new outfit. So we need to host a dinner party for him. We might have to go to his magically protected like castle in order to do that, like a different lot. I'm not sure if we can host a dinner party here. It would be amazing if we could. But he wants a dinner party held here or at his castle. And it needs to be silver or gold so that he can show off his new outfit to the many other mages. So that's the quest that we would have to fulfill for him in order to stay, or just in order to be able to learn the untamed magic for the week. Don't know if we'll be able to pull those off, but good news for Ariel. Even if we can't, we will be able to use the cauldron and practice alchemy anytime we wish, because everybody is kind of hoping that she will just be like a really good cook, and at least they'll get a good cook out of this. Oh, and then where will Ariel stay while she's here? She is actually going to stay in the servants' tower. So she's actually got this little room. Nobody really knows what happened to the last servant. Even though she wove some lucky clovers into her quilt, she vanished at some point, and so everyone is quite concerned about that. But she is actually going to be able to claim this, and this is going to be the spot where she can come and sleep. So yes, this is going to be like her little location. We might redecorate it a little bit since the other servant has disappeared anyway. It doesn't have a door or anything. There's hardly anything to it. But right now, Ariel's just going to need to be grateful to have anywhere to stay while she adjusts to this magical new realm. But that's going to be our challenge, guys. We're going to basically have to be a servant of the sages. I know that was a lot to explain. I kind of literally made that challenge up as we spoke. But now that that's out of the way, we're going to try to work on one of the 3 quests so that we can start practicing magic, and we are going to start trying to get a little bit of money so that we can actually go buy a wand, a broom, some of the really amazingly cool things, maybe a familiar, because we need to have at least one familiar to go back to the human realm. And that we will definitely do next time. So all right, thank you guys so much for joining me and your patience while I finished up explaining Ariel's new twist to her life. I'm pretty excited about it. If you would like to join us on this and literally thousands more adventures, do please consider subscribing. But most importantly, my friends, stay curious. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Also, Ariel, oh, she's off to browse books. I was like, good on, whoa! Okay, we're gonna see this next time. All right, bye guys.